Hello guys, this is Rajeshwari. Today we are going to discuss about the Maths 1A of intermediate. Now we will start the Maths 1A with the unit 2, that is mathematical induction. From this chapter we get one LAQ from IPE. In IPE we get an LAQ of marks 7. Now to go into depth, first we need to know what are the natural numbers. We denote natural numbers with n. All of us know that natural numbers starts with 1, 2, so on till n. Now we all know the whole numbers which is denoted with W will start with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. Means a simple difference is in natural numbers we won't include the 0. With whole numbers we include 0. Now here all the process of mathematical induction means n belongs to the natural numbers, that is n. Small n belongs to the capital N. To do this process we need a principle called finite mathematical induction. Overall the chapter we use a simple principle called finite mathematical induction. This principle contains 3 steps. Coming into the first step, we have to prove P of n is true for n. Here we have to prove that P of n is true for n equals to 1. Now coming into second step, we have to assume. First we have to prove. Second we have to assume. Means assume that P of n is true for n equals to k. Now coming to the third step, we have to show that P of n is true for n equals to k plus 1. Here k is less than or equal to 1. Because here we all discuss this about the natural numbers. Natural number starts from 1. So that's the reason why k is always greater than or equal to 1. So we use that k equals to 1 or greater than 1. Now to understand these steps, a small example in our daily lives, we all use bicycles, right? So the track of bicycles, a line of bicycles placed, if we push a bicycle, the starting bicycle, that is called n of 1, n equals to 1. If we push the first bicycle, what we assume, what we think, if we push first cycle, the remaining cycles eventually fall down. Means we will assume, means we will think that if n equals to 1 is true, then why can't n equals to k? We can assume, no? Right. So eventually the whole bicycle falls. At n we show that the last bicycle will also fall. Means if we start from n equals to 1, we can show that n equals to k plus 1 is also possible, is also true. Now let us go to the exercise 1.1 problems. Now let us go into the exercise problems, that is 2.a. We have some methods in this exercise. So first we are going with the method 1. That is, using mathematical induction we have to prove that the given statement for all n is true for all n belongs to capital N. Now getting into the first question, 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square, so on n square, n is equals to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. Now what was the 3 steps of solving any problem? Those are n equals to 1 is true, we have to assume n equals to k, and we have to prove that n equals to k plus 1 is also possible. Now let P of n be the statement for all small n belongs to capital N. Now here that is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on plus n square is equals to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. Now we will go with the step 1, that is step 1. Let n equals to 1 is true. Now substitute n equals to 1 with the RHS and LHS. Now we will take first LHS, that is left hand side. We have that what is the nth term of LHS, that is n square. So n square, that is 1 into whole square, 1 square. So 1 square is 1. Now getting into the RHS. The RHS value is this, n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6, whole by 6. So we have to substitute 1 in place of n. So 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2 into 1 plus 1 by 6. Right guys? Now 1 plus 1 is 2 and 2 into 1 is 2. 2 and into 2 1s are 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is 3 by 6. So 2 3s are 6 by 6. So we get it is as 1. So therefore LHS is equals to RHS. The first step is completed, that therefore, so we will write here only. Hence P of n is true for n equals to 1 where all small n belongs to capital N. Here we complete with the step 1. Now getting into the step 2, that is n equals to k is true. Now let assume n equals to k is true for n belongs to capital N. Now we have to substitute in place of n k. So we will substitute where here and here in n places we have to substitute the value k. Now it will become that P of n is equals to P of k. So P of k is equals to 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on plus k square is equals to k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 by 6. Okay, we will denote this equation as equation 1. Okay, now hence we have proved that n equals to k is also true. So we have substituted in place of n k and we have proved that. So therefore S of k, hence therefore P of k is true for all small n belongs to capital N. Now getting into the third step. This is step 2. Now getting into the third step. Now getting into this third step, we have to assume P of k plus 1 is true. Now first we have kept that n equals to 1 is true. Next we have assumed that n is equals to k. Now again we have to assume that n equals to k plus 1 is also true. Now getting that third step we have started and we have assumed that s equals to k plus 1 is true. Now we have to substitute k plus 1 the term in only LHS part, not to the RHS part. So we have to substitute that k plus 1 to LHS part. Now 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on, that that we have to substitute n equals to k plus 1 as the term. Now k plus 1 whole square is equals to k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 by 6 for all small n belongs to capital N. Now listen carefully. Now we have to take the nth term of LHS. What is the LHS nth term? That is k plus 1 whole square. We have to take this LHS nth term. That is, we have to add this term to equation 1. Not to this equation. We have to add to the equation 1. The equation 1 was 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on k square is equals to k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 by 6. We have to add this term to the equation 1. Now adding k plus 1 whole square on both sides of equation 1. We have already denoted the equation 1 in above sum. So we have to add to the equation 1. Now we have to add that. That is, equation 1 implies 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on k square into k plus 1 whole square. Now we have to add k plus 1 whole square. So we have adding that only. 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on k square into k plus 1 is equals to k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 by 6, and we have to add the term called k plus 1 whole square. So we have to add here. So that is k plus 1 whole square. Now we already got LHS as k plus 1th term. Now we have to prove this side. Means we have to prove right hand side that k plus 1 is also true. Now we will take the right hand part, RHS side, that is k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1. Now we have to cross multiply with 6. That is plus 6 into k plus 1 whole square. Whole denominator is 6. Now we have cross multiplied 6 into here. So now we have to simplify this one. Now k into, now cross multiply 6 to the k plus 1 whole square. So we have completed that. Now what is the common in this term, whole term? There is a common, that is k plus 1. Here we have k plus 1 and here we have k plus 1. These two terms have k plus 1. So we have to take that k plus 1 as a common term. Now taking k plus 1 as a common term, we have left over with term called k and k into 2k plus 1. That is k into 2k plus 1 and plus, here we have left out with k 6 into k plus 1. Again we got k plus 1 because here we have a square term, not a single term, it is a square term. So taking one out and we remain with another one. So we will denote this with square bracket and as it is as a denominator. Now we have to multiply these inside terms with each other. Now write k plus 1 into k into 2k, that is 2k square. Again k into 1 is k plus k. Now plus 6 into k is 6k. Then 6 plus 6 into 1 is 6. Whole divided by 6. Now we have to add these terms. That is k plus 1 is the common term. Now 2k square plus 7k plus 6 whole divided by 6. Okay. Now k plus 1, the last term was this, that k plus 1 into 2k square plus 7k plus 6 divided by 6. Now factorization method, that we have to split the middle term into two terms. So now we will split this 7k into two parts. That is, we can write k plus 1 into 2k square plus 4k plus 3k plus 6 whole divided by 6. Okay guys? Now k plus 1, here we have common. What common are there here? We have k and we can also take 2 as a common. Then we can take that 2k as common and we will left over with, if 1k comes out, then there is another k plus 2. Now in this we have to take 3 as common, then we will left over with k plus 2 whole divided by 6. Now next step, now we have to take these two terms aside and we have to place this term as one side. That is k plus 1 into, first we have to write k plus 2 term. That is k plus 2 into 2k plus 3 whole divided by 6. Okay? Now whole divided by 6. Now this term can be written as, k plus 1 into k plus 2 into 2k plus 3 divided by 6. Now this is our final answer. Okay, what was our target? We have to prove that n equals to 1, then n equals to k and n equals to k plus 1. Now this is our question. This is our RHS value. We have to place that n k plus 1 here in the place of n. Now we got as it is by placing here. Now we will write a last step which carries half mark. That is, therefore S of k plus 1 is true. Okay, is true for all n belongs to capital N. Now there is another step where we get half mark here. The last step which carries half mark, that is, therefore by the principle of mathematical induction, P of n is true for all n belongs to capital N. Here the solution will end up. Now we have to verify that. If you want to verify that answer, the answer which we have got is correct, we have a technique here. Now take the RHS part. Here substitute k plus 1 in the place of n. So this is rough work. We have to do to verify our answer, that n is equals n into n plus 1, that is n 2n plus 1 by 6. So we have to place that with k plus 1 here, term k plus 1 into k plus 1 into 1, that is 2, that is 2k plus 1 plus 1. We have to do that divided by 6. Now next step, that k plus 1 into k plus 2 into 2 into k, that is 2k, then 2 into 1 is 2 plus 1, that is 3. Here the solution. So compare this with our solution. Is absolutely correct. This is the way to check whether our solution is correct or wrong. Now getting into the method 2. Now in method 1 we have already had the nth term. Now in method 2 we won't have nth term. We have to solve it and we have to get that. Now let P of n is equals to 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5 plus up to nth term, right? Now here let us take this 1 as n and this 2 as n plus 1. Then this 3 as n plus 3. The reason, if the difference between these three numbers is 1, the difference between these three numbers is 1. So if we take n is equals to 1, then we will substitute 1. If we take n is equals to 1 means we have to substitute here 1, no? So 1 plus 1, that is 2. 1, 2. If n equals to 1, then 1 plus 3. Then here, sorry, here it is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So we got the above ratio. So if, okay, we got this one. Now we will check for this one. If n equals to 2, then 2 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 2. Now we will see. That is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. Yes, guys, we got the correct answer. So we can consider this term as our nth term. That is nth term. We will write here. The nth term is n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. This is our nth term of this problem. So this helps us to solve the step 1, step 2 and step 3 process. Now let us go to step 1. Now coming into step 1. Step 1, let P of n be true for n equals to 1. So we have to first substitute this nth term formula in this equation, in this, and then we have to solve it. Now P of n equals to 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5 plus so on, plus what is our nth term? We got n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. This is our nth term. Is equals to what is in the question? N into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 whole divided by 4. Now put n equals to 1 in this equation. Now we got the nth term, right? Now we will take this LHS value here to substitute n value. So LHS is equals to n into n plus 1 into n plus 2, right? Now substitute n is equals to 1 here. That is 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 2. That implies 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 into 1 is 2. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. Then 2 into 3. That is 6. The LHS value we got is 6. Now we will solve the RHS part. RHS is equals to n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 whole divided by 4. Now substitute n equals to 1. So 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 2 into 1 plus 3 whole divided by 4. Now 1 plus 1 is 2. Into 1 is again 2. Into 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. Whole divided by 4. Now 2 into 3, that is 6, and 6 into 4, that is 24. 24 by 4. So 4 ones are 4 6s are. So RHS value is also same. So therefore LHS is equals to RHS. This was our step 1. Hence P of n is true belongs to capital N. Now coming into the step 2. Step 2, let us assume N equals to K. Now we have to assume same process. In method 1 we have solved. In method 2 we won't have nth term. We have to find the nth term and we have to repeat the same process. As we done in the first problem, we have to do same thing here. We have to substitute the K value in the place of N. Now P of K is equals to 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5 plus so on, K into K plus 1 into K plus 2. This is our LHS part, and coming to RHS, that is K into K plus 1 into K plus 2 into K plus 3 whole divided by 4. Now we will denote this equation as equation 1. Here we complete the part 2, that is step 2. Therefore P of K is true. Now getting into the step 3. Step 3, we assume that P of K plus 1 is true. That is 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5 plus so on. We have to substitute. We know that we have to substitute only K plus 1 term to the LHS part, not to the RHS part. Now take the LHS part. We have to substitute here. K in place of K we have to write K plus 1. There is already K plus 1, then plus 1, that is K plus 2. Here K plus 3. This is our LHS part, and we have to write RHS part as it is. K into K plus 1 into K plus 2 into K plus 3 by 4. Here we complete with the LHS part. Here we got K plus 1 as K plus 1 is true, LHS part. Now we have to solve the RHS part. Now taking only the RHS part, we will solve the above problem. Now we have substituted K in the place of K, we have substituted K plus 1. Now taking this nth term, we have to take this nth term and we have to add this to the equation 1. We have already denoted the equation 1. So we have to substitute this LHS value, this nth term in that value, in that equation. Now adding K plus 1, K plus 2, K plus 3 on both sides of equation 1. Now equation 1 implies, now we have to take that equation 1, that is 1 into 2 into 3 plus 3 into, now plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5 plus so on, K into K plus 1 into K plus 2 was our nth term. Now we have to again add this one, this value, right? Now that is K plus 1 into K plus 2 into K plus 3 is equals to, this term is equals to here. K plus, we will start from here. K into K plus 1 into K plus 2 into K plus 3 by 4 plus we have to add now on both sides this value, that is K plus 1 into K plus 2 into K plus 3. Right? Now we will continue this. Now we have already got in the LHS value, we have already proved that is K plus 1 is true. Now coming to the RHS part, now we have to solve this part, RHS part, and we have to prove that k plus 1 is true. Now taking the RHS part, that is RHS part is equals to k into k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3. We have to cross multiply this, no? So plus 4 into, write it here, that is 4 into k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3 whole divided by this 4. Now we will take this one and we will solve now. Okay. This was a term by adding on both sides the LHS value. This is RHS value. So we have added this term onto the both of sides. So now in this both terms we can take common k plus 1 term, then k plus 2, then k plus 3. Right? Guys, now we will separate these. We will take common. K plus 1 is a one term which is common, k plus 2 is another term which is common, and k plus 3 is the third term which is also common. Now here we will left out with k by 4, that is k divided by 4 plus the whole thing we have to common, so we can write here as 1. If 1 into this we will get, if k plus 1 and k plus 2 then k plus 3 is multiplied with 1, we will get the previous answer. Now solve this part here. Now k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3. Now k into k plus 1 into 4, that is 4 whole divided by 4. So therefore P of k plus 1 is also true for all n belongs to capital N. Guys, now the last step, that is the last point which contains half mark, that is by the principle of mathematical induction, P of n is true for all small n belongs to capital N. Hereby we complete the method 2 solution. Now getting into the method 3 sum. Now getting into the method 3. The method 3 is show that 4 power n minus 3 power n minus 1 is divisible by 9 for all positive integers n. Here we have to show that given question, the given statement will be divisible by 9 or not. We have to prove for all only the positive integers, of n. Now this is the third method we have solving. Let us assume P of n equals to this 4 power n minus 3n minus 1 divisible by 9. Now step 1. What was our step 1? Step 1 is we have to show that n equals to 1 is true. Now let n equals to 1 is true for all small n belongs to capital N. Now we have to substitute n equals to 1 in the place of n. So P of 1 is equals to 4 to the power of 1 minus 3 into 1 minus 1. So 4 to the power of 1 is always 4. Then 3 into 1 is 3. Then minus 1. Now 4 minus 1 minus 3, that is 0. Clearly P of n is divisible by 9. Right? Here it is clear that now this is divisible by 9. We have proved. Hence, therefore, P of n equals to 1 is true. Here we complete with the step 1. Now getting into the step 2. Now getting into the step 2. Assume P of n is divisible by 9. Divisible by 9 for n equals to k is true. That is 9 is divisible of this equation. Now we have to place in the place of n k. So P of k is equals to k to the power of k 4 to the power of k minus 3k minus 1 is equals to 9. So we have said that divisible by 9. So we have written here 9, and I'm taking a integer t here because we said that divisible by 9 for all positive integers n. So let that positive integer denoted with t. You can take x or y or z. So I'm taking here t. So now this equation 4 to the power of k is equals to, keep the 4 to the power of k into the left hand side and send all the remaining terms to the right hand side. Now k to the power 4 to the power of k is equals to 9t plus minus sign goes to opposite, it becomes plus, then plus 3k plus 1. Now here this is clear that k to the power of n equals to k is true. Now we will denote this as equation 1. Therefore clearly we can say that n equals to k is true. Now here we stop with the second step 2. Now getting into the step 3. To the step 3. This was our last step of step 2. Now getting into the step 3. Prove that P of n is divisible by 9 for n equals to k plus 1. Now P of k plus 1, that is P of n was this. So P of n plus k plus 1 should also be this. Now we have to substitute in the place of n k plus 1. Now taking this one, 4 to the power of k plus 1 into minus 4 to the power of k plus 1 minus 3 into k plus 1 minus 1. Now we have to, now when bases are same, power will be added. So when bases are separated, power will also separate. So we can write this term as 4 into 4 to the power of k into 4 to the power of 1. If bases are same, these are same, then 4 we can write this as 4 bases are same, then power should be added. That is k plus 1. We again get the previous term. So this term can be written in this way also. So k to the power of 4 into k to the power of 1. Right? Now minus 3 into k, that is 3k plus minus into plus, that is minus 3 into 1 is 3 minus 3. Now we have the value of k to the power of 4 to the power of k. This 4 to the power of k, the value is 90 plus 3k plus 1. Now substitute this value. This was our equation 1, no? Substitute equation 1. Now we have to substitute the equation 1. That is 9t plus 3k plus 1 into 4 minus 3k minus 4. Now solving this, 4 into 9, that is 36t, 4 into 3, that is 12k, 4 into 1, that is 4 minus 3k minus 4. Now next step comes. Now this was our last step. Now minus plus 4 minus 4 get cancelled. 12k minus 3k, that is 9k. So 36t plus 9k. Now here we can take 9 as a common. So we will get t plus 4t plus k. Right? 4t plus k. This is our final equation. Here clearly p of n is divisible by 9. As we said that it is any positive integer. Here there is no presence of minus, so it is a positive integer. Let it be any positive integer. So we have proved that 9 is a divisible by, this equation is divisible by 9 for any positive integer. Since p of n is divisible by 9 for all small n belongs to capital N. Here we end up with the chapter mathematical induction. We had 3 methods in mathematical induction. First method was we will have the nth term present in the statement itself and we need to solve in the 3 steps which we have discussed in the starting introduction class. Coming to second method, here we find out the nth term of the statement. And coming to the third method, here we will find whether the given question is divisible by given positive integer or not. These are the 3 methods to solve the mathematical induction, the unit of Maths 1A, second unit of Maths 1A. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Now please subscribe our channel to get more videos and more chapters, lectures. Thank you.